Before we begin, I want to emphasize something. This video is constructed from analysis of how Akira Toriyama has interacted with fans over the years, his habits, and interviews from various sources. I also want to say I'm not talking about the current fan base of Dragon Ball Z, although they can be rather bad at times. So this video originated from a script I'm constructing for Things DBZ Want You, Forget About Gohan, from inconsistencies to outright bad decisions and the largest effects they had. Toward the end of the rough draft, I discovered this quote on the Dragon Ball wiki under Gohan's page. Santiago Rashad, a writer for Artifice, making a list for the top misused characters in the show, argued Gohan was the most mishandled because he was never accepted by the fans, and was ousted as a new protagonist in favor of Goku regaining the role. This does conflict with another interview with Toriyama stating Gohan was never fit for the role, so he nixed the idea in favor of Goku's return. His reasoning was that Gohan was more comfortable as a scholar than a fighter, not wanting to train rigorously every day unlike his dad. During this point of the initial research, I'm scrambling the internet for intel and bouncing theories with some of my subscribers on Discord, fishing for answers. Now with these two statements, which is the truth? Did Toriyama buckle to his fans' demands, or did he really feel Gohan was unfit for the role? I want to say at this juncture, it really could be either, but I believe he really did cave. To play devil's advocate for a bit, I will definitely agree that Gohan would be more comfortable as a scholar than a defender of the earth, saying in his first meeting with Bulma and Krillin that he wanted to become a scholar. Fair enough, I suppose, and this sentiment seemed to carry over to when he was older. No telling how much sway Chi-Chi had in that opinion though. That said, I personally believe there is more evidence against this than for it. To start, obviously Toriyama wouldn't come out and say he's caved to pressure from editors and his audience. However, there are some key facts from both the show itself and behind the scenes. Dragon Ball Z was actually intended to end at multiple points throughout the show, with some stopping points being at the end of each major arc, Frieza, Android, and Buu. But the reception for the show was so overwhelmingly popular that Toriyama kept going. This is conjectured to be a rumor, but remember the Dragon Balls had no bearing on the core plot from the Android saga onward, and rumors have to start somewhere. Even the original Dragon Ball wasn't slated to last that long, with Toriyama only having written up drafts for about a year and freeballed it from there. Every new arc also had some form of radical tonal shift. Like each arc is a brand new story itself with no input from the prior one required for its progression. Lastly, it's odd Toriyama claims that Gohan would be better suited as a scholar after he spent a long time building him up, and making him the focal point of the Cell Saga's latter half. So there's definitely a good amount of evidence to state that fans had at least some form of influence on the story, either directly or indirectly. Now, what does this have to do with my point about Gohan from earlier? Killing off your protagonist of having their son suddenly thrust into the role where they're not as iconic as their dad would probably induce some form of response from your fans. An extreme example is when Tite Kubo received actual death threats over intending to kill off Byakuya. I mean, this community can be bad, but I don't think Toriyama ever received actual death threats, that we know of anyway. If you want more input on this whole fans not liking Gohan scenario, let's look at the rumor of Gohan being slated to kill Super Buu. Speaking candidly, I don't think the one holds as much weight as what I've said before, but critically speaking, it is rather sound. Gohan had become the strongest non-fused character in the show that eclipsed Buu in both technique and power. Gohan had not only reacquired the power he had lost, but he had evolved into a state far beyond that of anyone else, without even needing to be Super Saiyan to fight Buu, although Super Saiyan with Gohan is a discussion for another day. Now, let's look at this critically. Gohan had gained the confidence and charisma he lacked before, had the power he didn't need to train to acquire, openly stated his desire to kill Super Buu, with Goku being unable to be wished back, and Super Buu having never let on he could absorb people. As things looked, the goal was kill Buu, have an incredible power that didn't require training, go to school, become a scholar, fight crime in your downtime, the end. Theoretically, this could have been the endpoint of the franchise if Toriyama saw it out, and this would be riding yourself into a corner, have Buu not have the absorption ability. Something I'll mention was never hinted out at all beforehand. So Goku was repeatedly the fallback plan, Gohan has been shunned twice out of the main spotlight, Toriyama extended the series repeatedly, and this isn't even getting into the other theories like Gotenks being penciled as the one to beat Buu, or Goten being proposed as Goku's successor instead. Now, let's address a serious elephant in the room. Is Toriyama being pressured by his fans a bad thing? Frankly, no, not at all. Had this been any other mangaka, I think this would have been a different story, but not so with Toriyama. By cutting ties with past tropes the series ran with, and starting from scratch every time, he's managed to not only improve the show with time, but also continue to deliver a repeatedly entertaining product as a whole. That said though, I will leave you, my possibly disgruntled audience, with this. What are the chances the show could have been better had he been allowed to do things 100% his way? What if DBZ were carefully crafted like Berserk minus the year-long hiatuses? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll leave it at that. Peace!